fixed. A little choppy still too. You know what? I feel like the Wi-Fi has been very humble and everything. I did an interview earlier today with actually a news media that's based in Moscow, and so instead of relying on the Wi-Fi of my Airbnb, I just streamed it from my phone instead. Oh, it's interesting because like I wasn't sure if people were chatting either, because none of the chats were coming into it now. So I am now seeing everybody's chat. So good. I am so glad that we, can resolve some of those technical difficulties. I feel like, it's getting a little better each time. But the other day when I was live streaming and I brought Adam into the chat, I couldn't figure out why I wasn't having sound and not able to hear him. And I actually had his screen, like that tab on mute. So I have, from being a brunette, I have a lot of blonde moments as well. So thanks, guys. But happy Valentine's Day. And I'm glad you all are joining me and my dad right now from Guadalajara. And Dad, everything you said earlier, nobody heard.
Well, I don't mind to repeat what I said.
Yeah, the Wi-Fi is slowing us down, so this is not going to be like the best broadcast that we can bring to you. But I did want to be able to jump on here, and then for my father and I to be wishing everybody a happy Valentine's Day. And as the channel has progressed, everybody who has been loyal and following along with the channel and being very supportive and offering words of encouragement, you all have stolen my heart, just how they stole the 2020 elections. Happy Valentine's Day to everybody from across the world. And so I'll go back and just start chatting again about what my father and I were talking about for the first 15 minutes of the stream that none of you guys heard. But basically, I was recapping going on a tequila tour with Adam yesterday, and my father had stayed out of the tequila tour because it is all you drink tequila of Jose Cuervo. So the train went from close by here in Guadalajara, just on the outskirts, and it was a 2-hour train ride. Absolutely stunning, beautiful train ride up. Some areas that we had gone through, I was like, oh, that's a nice view of kind of like shanty towns. But for the most part, like after it got through the of Guadalajara, then into the countryside, you can see where all the agave plants are growing. So tequila and mezcal come from agave plants, and they even had a very beautiful blue tint to it. One tequila I am interested in trying. It wasn't at the tour yesterday, but there's a tequila that has a worm that's inside of it. And I remember the first time I had come to Mexico, this was almost 12, 13 years ago, and it had a worm that's inside of it, and you're supposed to eat the worm as a form of good luck. Tara, will you be my Valentine? Everybody who's joining us for this chat here, you guys are all my Valentine, and I am all of your Valentine. But my main squeeze Valentine is he did it with me over here, and then whatever Adam gets up, he'll be my unofficial Valentine as well for both me and Dad, right? But so I was asking my dad why he had decided to join onto this trip, because the original plan was I had suggested because my dad and I are going to be making our way to Poland for some family business, and so I suggested we over at Newark Airport, where we would then connect and have and then travel to Poland. But what I told him I was going to come here to Guadalajara and visit Adam, and Dad's like, what made you decide to come to Mexico, Dad?
Well, it's my second time in Mexico. I've been previously in Cancun, which I enjoyed. It was an opportunity to come with you to Guadalajara, and I enjoy here every day. I met some Mexican people which are very nice. They're beautiful people and very friendly. So I enjoy being here with you here in Mexico. Yeah.
So yesterday, what did you do while Adam and I were over visiting tequila?
Yeah. Well, one thing, I went to the store, and away from the store, there was a shop with tomatoes. And I have to tell you, the Mexican tomatoes taste better than in America. But anyway, I asked for 2 tomatoes, and I want to pay, and the Mexican probably think I was a little bit different, so they told me, no, you don't have to pay. I still want to pay, and they says, no, they don't want to take any money from me. I said, okay. Thank you.
That's very, very sweet, because like my dad was saying how they were selling like huge bins of tomatoes and baskets of tomatoes. My dad wanted like one or two, and so when he asked us to buy the one or two, they're like, no problem, and they just gave him the tomatoes that he wanted. And yeah, like I'm looking forward to going to what's nice is going to like farmers markets when possible in the US. I hadn't really been to around some in Florida, but when I was living in New York, they would have like farmers markets over in Union Square on like Sundays. But living abroad, when I was in Asia, more specifically, they'd always have like outdoor farmers markets like every single day. And that was just the, regular daily life. Rather than going to an actual like grocery store, you'd be able to go and get your produce from the local outdoor markets. So I'm excited to be able to go to see that like here in Mexico, because I feel like we don't really have that as much, at least in the US, at least the parts that I'm at. I mean, I'm sure that America is so huge with agriculture too, that there are a lot of outdoor markets as well, but I haven't seen as many. But I'm mostly a city girl. So I haven't experienced that too much in the US. Josephine, I went to Tequila, Jalisco too. That was long ago. The trip started in Zacatecas, Guadalajara, and Puerto Vallarta. Oh, Puerto Vallarta is where they, it's the beach town, right? I believe Adam's going to be going there also in a couple of days. Touristic, less touristy, but beautiful, absolutely. Hi, Devon. Happy Valentine's Day. Good to see you on as well. Hey, Stephen Pence. Happy Valentine's Day. And then Julia's, thanks again for subscribing to my Patreon. So I think that what I'm going to be setting up for all my Patreon subscribers is I'm going to, as the chats have been growing and everything, to have like a smaller chat available for just my Patreon subscribers, so we have more like in-depth conversations and interactive conversations or just special for my Patreon subscribers. Also, I am working on a new series. I'm going to call it Prim and Unproper. As you can see, unproper is the improper way of saying improper. But so you guys know I'm very much into food and travel, but you can't shut me up from talking politics either. So that's going to be more of the food and travel focus part of the programming that I bring to you guys from the Polish American Brotherhood. And so I'm working on the first episode of that, and that's based on the first day that I came into Guadalajara. So that's though I have live streamed a lot of part of that day, there's other footage that I had caught on my Sony that I have not broadcasted, and I'm clipping it together so you can have, you're going to join us on food, travel adventures, foodie adventures, and some improper dinner conversations of it's religion. So improper like dinner conversations or food conversations are considered like religion, politics, and then there's the third one, I forget. But those are the types of conversations that always become so heated, and so that's why it's considered to be impolite to be having those type of conversations when you're at the dinner table. But that doesn't really stop us. Zacatecas. Josephina, how far is Zacatecas? I feel as if Adam had mentioned that, and then we were like, oh, maybe it's a little bit too far to be going on the first day that we arrived. We're also planning on doing like a mountain tour. That's going to be joining us for that, probably on Tuesdays when we're going to do the mountain tour. LL is pronounced E. Yes. Oh, wait. So John Gray, you're saying the worm in the mezcal is illegal now? Oh, no. I wonder why. I had tried the worm in the mezcal for good luck. Actually, we kept the tequila for quite some time when we brought it back into the U.S. because you're in your check-in bag per bag, like three things of alcohol in your check-in bag. So we had brought back to the States the first time I went to Mexico, which was over like 13 years ago. the tequila with the worm in it, and then so I held onto it, and I actually ate the worm when I was competing my last year competing in the Miss Florida pageant, and I had one more year competing in the Miss America system over in New York from that. But since it was my last year competing in Miss Florida, that's when I was like, I'm gonna need the most luck. Josephina, my husband is Polish American too. He looks white. Do you think it's safe for him to travel there? So, Dad, how has your experience been so far? So, my dad is, a lot more clearly white than I am, and I think that. So, Josephina is asking, like, what do you feel about like safety as it comes to traveling in Mexico as a white person?
To this time, I feel very safe. Basically, even if I go to the store, they know I'm white, basically, and they're very friendly to me. So I like the Mexican people, and the way they approach me, maybe because I am a little bit different, and they like Americans people too. You can find out, but I carry the Polish American Brotherhood with me, so they know I'm from America, okay, and they treat me very well.
But I think, Josephina, is always important to be exercising, safety when you're traveling. Specifically, like yesterday, for example, I met a girlfriend who's traveling from Germany. She had her iPhone. I think it was an iPhone 12 or 11 that was stolen from her the day before when she was just walking here in Guadalajara, like waiting to cross the street. She had her phone out and was, looking at it, and they came. Somebody on motorbike just snatched it as she was, waiting there. And so, that's a common thing to happen, I feel, when it comes to like people coming up on motorbike. One of my best friends also, she experienced that in Vietnam. So the German girl is also blonde, guys, so she stands out very much here. And then my friend that happened to, she's blonde hair, blue eyes, also in Vietnam. So when you have to be always cautious of your environment, and I do feel that if you are blonde, that stands out a lot. And she was explaining to me the time before she actually dyed her hair brown. And when she was traveling, so in that regard, she received less attention. But this time when she's come to Mexico being blonde, she stood out a lot more, like more people will be looking. So in a sense, like even when I'm traveling, actually I travel quite often through Muslim countries, and I actually wear a hijab quite often when I travel, because I try to blend in as much as I can, even though, a hijab is not part of like religion or culture or anything. When I am in Muslim countries, I do actually cover my hair as a means of just trying to blend in and not stick out as much as possible. I also just like more conservative when I'm out and about, especially like solo when I'm traveling, because I do often travel solo by myself. But I think that, my dad has had good experience here so far, but we've only been here for a couple of days, and that you have to definitely exercise some caution whenever you're going to anywhere. Or there are definitely parts of Mexico which are very dangerous. I was reading on the news, actually, one of you guys has sent me the link that it was a very gruesome crime that had occurred they found like people in body bags and everything, just outside the outskirts of Guadalajara. So even though this is the second most like populous city, I guess, next to, or most visited city next to Mexico City, you still have to exercise caution. And I do know it was my friend's friend who wanted to motor through Mexico, and he did, and they had warned him not to go through a certain area because it's like an automatic like death wish, and he was killed. He was killed. But the cartels and everything, like, I don't have firsthand experience with them, but you see it on the news, so you definitely have to exercise like caution for that. Well, you need to be especially, careful in Islamic countries as a lone female, correct? So I think the most hostile areas I had traveled to, not hostile, I don't even know how to categorize it, but I was mostly on guard when I was traveling was like Morocco. When I had gone to Morocco in 2019, Morocco was fantastic and so beautiful. There's so much to see there and everything. But there's definitely a different culture that you need to try and like attune to when it comes to traveling, especially like in the Middle East. And where I found men to be particularly aggressive was when I was like in Morocco, and then also in Israel. I spent like a month in Israel. Men, they were pretty aggressive. I spent 3 days which everyone had warned me that in Istanbul that men were particularly aggressive to single females. There, I guess maybe because I just didn't make eye contact with people there, because at that point I was like, I'm a pretty friendly person, and I tried to like meet people. But there, since I was only there for 3 days, I was not wasn't there really meeting people, and I just kept, I just beelined it for any tourist place I was planning on going to, and I kept my eyes down, and I just didn't engage into conversation with anybody when I was in Turkey.
I just want to add that wherever you are, even in your own country, if you're exposing your value things, which have you have to be careful, okay?
Mm-hmm.
So you have to prepare to hide things, and try to be safe, that's all I can say.
Free Canal is saying hi to my wonderful father from Krakow.
Oh, from Krakow. I love Krakow. You've been over there, yeah?
Krakow, I remember Wawel Castle, and we definitely have to go back now that I had gone maybe more than 10 years ago. So I'm looking forward to like exploring more of Poland. Everything's going to be closed down. It is in lockdown when we're going. So even in our own town of Ozorków, I read that you can only do takeout. There's nothing really going on. Everything's closed. You can't visit some of the main museums. Like Auschwitz is the #1 like museum to be seeing. Of course, the former concentration camp, which that's maybe like 3 hours from Ozorków, I want to say, but that's closed. So a lot of the things are closed. And even in Warsaw, I read that some of the hotels are not even open. So accommodations may be hard to come by, even staying in Warsaw.
Yeah, I am from area of Łódź, which is a little bit like 10 kilometers north of Łódź, named Ozorków, little city. But I also, before I came to America, I worked for Fiat in Warsaw, and then immigrate to America. And I enjoy America. I love America, and I also love Poland. So I've been in Krakow too. I have a family in Krakow. It's a beautiful city. I think this is the most beautiful city in the world, mm-hmm. Krakow.
Isn't the oldest university is university or something? Is it
the University Jagielloński? University Jagielloński is the oldest one, and we have nice Polish people over there too in Krakow.
Dad, when we first arrived here a couple of days ago, and you were walking around with your "Make America Great Again" hat, I had made a post about like how I didn't observe any weird looks to my dad, or there was definitely not any kind of aggression towards you for wearing the "Make America Great Again" hat. What was your feeling? Did you feel safe when you were walking around wearing the "Make America Great Again" hat?
I feel safe, and I got a little bit attention. I don't know if Mexican people know exactly what is that Make America Great. In Guadalajara, we don't see too many people speaking English, but they understood probably, if it says American, Polish, So they very, I cannot say anything, negative about Mexican people because they.
She's only had good experiences so far and everything, and I've had multiple trips to Mexico. I've always had wonderful experiences, and I definitely encourage everybody to be coming out to Mexico. Like we have such a, with the division that's happening in the U.S., like some of us may hold an assumption that maybe Mexicans don't like Americans because of what's going on. So Adam Francisco has actually put together a video asking, he hasn't debuted it yet, but it should be coming onto his channel pretty soon. He was asking people's opinions about what they think about, the wall, and also about President Trump. And so with my dad walking around wearing Make America Great Again hat, it's like, it's safer here to be walking around with a Make America Great Again hat. It's safer to be walking around Mexico with that as opposed to maybe the US. Certainly, like I want to walk around New York City wearing a Make America Great Again hat and observe people's reactions to me. But I mean, I'm definitely cooling it off there. The Antifa people have always like kind of been looking for me around those parts. Even if any of you got those Antifa people are tuned into my stream right now, they actually were harassing both me and Adam yesterday. Like they did some sort of weird attack on our Gmail accounts, or not Gmail, our website email address. So you guys, you can reach me through Tara at PolishAmericanBrotherhood.com, and so I'll go ahead and show you actually what they were trying to do. It's like, I think it's funny, and F you Antifa.
I want to answer the John Gray who
Okay.
asking me if I look like a Latino. When I went to Italy, I stayed 6 months in Italy. The Italian thought I'm Italian, yes. When I came to Canada, also the Canadian thought I'm look like Italian. Well, my father was blonde, okay, and my mother was a little bit sober looking. I have no idea where her family came from, but I'm the mixed little bit with the northern type of people, So maybe at my older age, I look a little bit
You're pretty tan.
southern, but I have to tell you, I'm dyeing my hairs too. My hairs are white, so I turned them black, and probably I look more.
But beforehand, your hair was also pretty dark. Like it was already dark brown before you had started dyeing.
My
it black.
natural color is brown hairs. Yeah.
So the typical look for a Polish person is blonde hair, blue eyes, right? Like the more typical look of what you would expect a Polish person to look like. And then your sisters are, you have one sister that's blonde and you have brown eyes, but your sisters are blue eyes and green eyes.
The older sister, she have blue eyes, yes. After my father, like I says, he was blonde with blue eyes, yes. And I look a little bit more Italian style.
More Mediterranean, yeah.
Mediterranean, yeah. But I have to tell you, when I was in Italy, I enjoy Italian people too. When they talk with their hands,
I always think that Italians, they either sound like they're singing or they're yelling. But when they're speaking, it sounds just so like operatic, the way it like flows with language. So I'm going to switch over to the screen. Oh, wow. Just you're saying that if you search Antifa.com, it takes you straight to the White House. I remember one time when you went at Antifa.com, it took you to the Biden-Harris website as well. So there's somebody, that owns the Antifa website that is directing it there. That's pretty funny. Kind of true, though. Because you know who the supporters are. But I mean, Antifa was also then burning the Biden flag and attacking the headquarters for the Democrat over in, was it Portland or Seattle? So I mean, they're nuts. They're just a bunch of anarchists. But yeah, so I'm gonna go ahead and show you actually what my email account being attacked by. I'm pretty sure this is a form of Antifa doxing that's going on. So let me add this. All right. So
John Gray asking a funny question. Look at that. John Gray, are you fugitive? No, we are stopping in Mexico. Then we're gonna fly to Poland from Mexico, and then we're coming back to our home, which is in Florida, Orlando.
So the reason why John Gray is asking that now, I didn't really tell my dad too much about what was going on, how my email was being attacked. So I've got over 4,000 emails that came through, and you guys can see it says wanted by the FBI. So I had over 4,000 emails come through last night, and also Adam got over 4,000. The only thing I can deduce is that that Antifa has been targeting me, and this is a form of doxing. And so they attacked because they attacked my website email address, and they attacked his website email address. And I've been live streaming with Adam for the last 2 days days straight. So I think that they are probably targeting him because, like, you know, he's on my channel all the time and I'm frequently on his channel. So they are deciding to go after like both of us. But unless the other way around, somebody's targeting Adam and then by default went after me. But unlikely. Adam's pretty, you know, he's super friendly. He hasn't had any altercations with Antifa, who are, you know, very well known for for their doxing these days in cancel culture. So let me just walk you through one of this. So I got over 4,000 emails. So, you know, I'm a little bit sassy, so I responded back and just bounced back to me. So this is what it looks like. So I blocked it here. So the new messages from the sender will be sent to spam. Check this out. It's from me to myself, so it's something that like a form of email spoofing that they're doing. So you know, I'm like, what are you gonna do? It's gonna be death by email. I just blocked you. I mean, like, how stupid are you? But so this is the one by the at the United States Capitol. So you can see the photo that they took here. This is actually a photo of me from the Stop the Steal rally in Arizona back in November, and then and then they just grabbed a picture of me at the this is from December 13th when I had gone to clean up a little bit of the BLM wall over BLM Plaza, because, you know, they always leave such a mess over there. Do your civic duty, go clean up that wall. It's just trash that they leave behind. A lot of, like, you know, F Trump profanities are there, and just, you know, clean it up. But so that's where they got it from. And then so this is like whatever. I think they because I had gone onto the FBI website from before because they have, you know, they had launched a search for over like 300 people that were present inside of the Capitol on January 6th. And so you can see the pictures of the people that they are targeting for arrest there. And then you can see who has been arrested. There's been over 150 arrests of people that were inside of the Capitol. And yeah, so this is what has been spamming my email box right now and everything. But yeah, okay, death by email, right?
I want to answer to Calder Walker. Dzień
Okay.
dobry, pozdrawiam z Warszawy. Fajnie, że jesteście. Okay, I know Warsaw because I lived 2 years over there working for Fiat and Żeraj. Okay, but 2 years ago I went back and I live close to Plac Leński, which the name was changed. Okay, so I didn't recognize anymore that area, and I enjoy to okay, you know.
Let's see. Yeah, so John, Steve Pence, thank you. Yes, please, John Wick them. Oh my gosh. So I maybe Adam will show you the flyer that they put together for him. I don't want to show it because I don't know how he feels about broadcasting, you know, this flyer or whatever. I mean, if you Google my name, this isn't what's showing up, but it's a form. I don't know. It's definitely a form of slander, and it's just them, you know, harassing me, which is nothing new. And like I said, what are you gonna do? Death by email? Literally, I would love to just have a boxing match with, you know, I would even probably, you know, a fair boxing match, but seriously, like that would be a fantastic way just to duke it out. But yeah, so the photo that they had put up of Adam, how it reads, you know, violence at the United States Capitol. They put a picture of him with the puppies, and it just, I'm like, Adam, you gotta put this up as a meme. It's a meme in itself. Violence at the state Capitol, and you smiling with one of the puppies. It's like beyond like slow in the head to be like violence at the state Capitol. That is a picture of him holding a puppy. With you know, the Trump gear and everything. So, oh man, I was so Josephina. I'm glad. Would you say I'm glad they got a picture of you looking beautiful? Honestly, I was thinking the same thing because I'm like, they could have pulled up the picture of me when I'm like, which is one of my thumbnails that Adam made. You know, how it began and then how's it going? Me looking very distressed on the day that I was attacked. They ended up picking like a picture that like looks like good of me, so that's just like funny in its own regard. They pick a picture of Adam with his puppies, and it's like, oh yeah, look at these individuals. They look like very violent, like insurrectionists of the like. No, are you that stupid? But but actually, so they're actually like whoever made this flyer. Like if you're here watching this and everything, you're mimicking or you're like you're definitely mocking the FBI and the search that's going on, but you're creating like a false you're mimicking actually their flyers in the search for it. It's like impersonating an officer. I'm pretty sure this is a criminal defense or offense. Sorry, a criminal offense. What they're doing by creating false flyers, searching by the FBI. So whoever's harassing both me and Adam for this, like just a a little note to yourself. What you're doing right now is probably criminal activity by this because you're this is an actual FBI investigation that's going on, and you're interfering with it by creating fake ones like this. Because neither Adam or I were present inside of the Capitol. We were part of the rallies on January 6th, but we were nowhere near the inside of that. We weren't inside of the Capitol, nor were we even near the steps of it. Like I was far away on Pennsylvania Avenue, and I also came late on that day. But so whoever's creating these flyers, actually, like this to me looks like it could be a criminal offense because you're impeding on a criminal FBI. It's not even local police stations. Like this is a federal investigation that's going on, and you're making fake material like this and trying to distribute it as if it were real. So I would watch out about it. Yeah, reported to the FBI Cybercrime Division. I've been advised to be doing that as well. So I will be turning these over to the FBI Cybercrime Division. Thank you. Correct. This is intimidation. It's whether they're trying to make me like shut up. Like seriously, by now they should realize the more you try to make me shut up, the louder I get. But
I just want to mention also that we're not against any government. Okay? And my basically platform will be to solve the problem for the retirees in America and for the homeless people in America. And that's what we will be working basically on it, okay? And hopefully we will succeed because we don't want to see any homeless people in America. And the improvement of retirees people, because what they worry it is basically if the money won't run away from them till they're gonna go, okay? And I just want to, with my project, I want to ensure them, do not worry, okay? My project is to solve your problem, okay? And retirees can live peaceful after the whole life work, very hard work. They have a better, happy life. That's what they deserve.
So we're going to backtrack a little bit because you guys might not be aware of a project that my father and I have been working on, and that has to do with addressing the homeless problems in America. It's homelessness in America is one of the things that my father and I care most about addressing here in the U.S. And then so what we've been doing in the past while is researching different forms of solving that problem and talking to individuals about what are their ideas for this to alleviate homelessness in the US, because it's going to be surging with the amount of with the lockdowns. People are going to be dropping below into poverty by losing their businesses. And then like for me, I feel like this is all part of the plan for the Great Reset, to be distributing the wealth, to move it away from the middle class, and then it's going to be shifting over to the upper class, and then getting rid of the middle class. So it's either we're going to be in poverty or you're going to be in the upper tier of society, which is not going to be the majority of people to be in that level. And then so one of the ideas my dad has is for building a mega farm. And so this is it. So we have small scale farms right now that models of dormitories in a farm. And so the concept of it being a farm is just that people have space and land to be growing their own vegetables, to have like a small garden for themselves, and then have a chicken, or if you can have fresh eggs from that. So his idea is because this is already present in places like the UK, to have dormitories on farmland, and people who live in the dormitories are then able to be growing their own fruits and vegetables and then being sustaining for themselves.
And I want to answer Lincoln James. The homeless problem is a mental health problem. Yes, I agree with you, but that comes also because they don't eat properly and they don't belong on the street. That's where they do crimes. And I don't want to use the word shit on the street, okay? They belong to the farm where they can also be treated properly and with dignity as a human being.
So what my dad's trying to explain is like by having, America has so much farmland that's available that's being unused right now, and so it's space that we can be offering those who don't have a place right now, because like they are concentrated heavily in democratic cities. To an aside, it's ironic that have the most highest taxes are also the most exacerbated homeless problems. But independently from that, it's a means of taking homeless out of the cities and giving them space in unused farmland that we have, like here in America. So what my dad was saying is like it's a very powerful feeling to be able for an individual to have a sense of purpose reestablished to them when they're able to, and dignity to be able to be taking care of themselves. But 100% I agree with you that that also it's a mental health problem. There's going to be different tiers of approaches that are going to be needed to be used. So there you have individuals who don't have mental illness, who fall into poverty and just need a place that they can regroup themselves in order to then move forward and bounce back out of poverty, so that way they don't stay in the cycles of poverty that capture people from generation to generation. But definitely mental health services need to be offered for counseling and to take care of the individuals from the inside. So what my dad was saying, that he's very much a health nut, to say like he makes his own food all the time. He avoids restaurant food, and so he feels a lot of problems that an individual may have comes from like stress and the bacteria that's in your system, which everything stems from the food that you're eating. So that's what he's talking about, is like, oh, if you can just eat healthy, that's going to help them also, like mentally. So that's what he means. Give eggs away. Yeah, because they have like if you have, we actually have chickens also, so we always have like fresh eggs in our home and everything. So it's like you set up people with a little plot of land that they can, and give them the seeds, and then they have to do the work to grow their own food. So it's you reap what you sow. So you're able to grow your foods, and then but just like the starter, like chickens, so that way they can have fresh eggs that come from the chickens, and then just like little animals that help. So it is like a farm, and it's a place for them to go. It offers just the option for people who want to have that option.
Yeah, don't forget that the counting of the homeless people in America is about 1 million. But it's right, okay? If we're gonna minimize even 50% of people moving to the farm, okay, where they be more treated like a human being, okay, that will help America too.
Mm-hmm. Because what my dad is saying, how in a sense, like discrimination against like a homeless individual, like it's hard. I remember one time when I went into the subway, and there was a man that clearly had not like showered. Like it smelled so putrid when I entered into that subway car. I held my breath till the next stop, and then ran out there to get to another car. And it's like, this man definitely needs a place to go and a shower and everything. So but also they're building a lot of housing projects that are inside of the cities, and so our idea is, instead of putting in the cities, take it out of the cities. Because also when you have my dad was saying how when you have a lot of homeless people that are there's an increase in crime that's in the area. So this is also a means of trying to decrease the crime that's happening within the cities, and then giving people unused farmland that it is something that, if America has so much farmland, just give a person like a small little plot, and not as in like they will own the land like real estate. If you want to own land, we're capitalists. You go work for it, you buy it yourself. But like temporary, like here, you can go ahead and use it. You can farm, you can and get the food there. Oh, hey, Adam, you're awake? Head over here. But let's see. Free panel. Also, we need to stop using currency that is so manipulated by the banksters. Yeah, we should use forms of payment between us people. For example, we can use silver or crypto, so our labor won't be used by others. Yeah, cryptocurrency. I like Adam will be able to speak a lot more in depth about cryptocurrency and bitcoins. He was saying how now bitcoins are being accepted as a form of currency, that you can use bitcoins in order to be purchasing things now. Many homeless don't want help. Lincoln changed. Yeah, I have noticed that too, in the sense, like, when I see a homeless person and they're asking for money, food, and I'm like, I can't give you money, but here I have an unwrapped biscuit or whatever, and I try to hand that. A lot of people, no, I don't want that. I have experienced that as well, and that's true. That's the thing. You have to be willing to help yourself, and that's the case with kind of like any other problem. Is that you have to be willing to help yourself. And then so this idea is not going to work for people who don't want to help themselves, but for those who want to better themselves, this offers them the opportunity for it.
Yeah, like I mentioned, even if we cut the homeless people 50%, that will be big help for America and for the taxpayers, okay, and for people who basically live around them, like in San Francisco. And San Francisco is a Congressman Pelosi there?
Yeah.
Oh.
Senator Pelosi, yeah. Vote her out.
Congresswoman Pelosi, that's very bad for you that your district is full of homeless people.
Mm-hmm. Speaker of the House. But so, speaking of the House and then in Congress and Senate, what did you guys think of that impeachment trial there? The shortest impeachment ever, 5 days of shutdown. I felt so validated by it because they tried, it's so stupid. It's so stupid what they tried to do. I was so against, of course I was against the impeachment trial and everything, but like the fact that they were trying to impeach a man who was not a private citizen, and it's a circus. It's like literally give him the old razzle dazzle. It made a mockery of our Constitution and our minutes and our justice system by going through with this impeachment. I'm like, what a waste of our taxpayer dollars to be spending your time doing this. Like, people want the stimulus package to be going out. Like, and then also with removing Marjorie Green from her committee, like, that's her constituents elected her with the things that she said in the past. I don't agree with the things that she said in the past, but guess what? I'm not the one who lives in her district to be voting for her, and people voted for her to get in. So in case of her being removed from anywhere, that's up to her constituents to decide that, not the other members of Congress. And for what, again, like what she believes in or does or does not believe in, I don't care what people believe in, as long as where America, you have all the rights in the world, and where your rights end is when it infringes upon the rights of another individual. And so what other people think or say, like, that's up to them. That's their right to have it. Like, you're not by saying something, you're not infringing on the rights of another person. But the moment that you turn into violence or to touch another person or any kind of way, that's when you're stepping over the line, of course. And so, but yeah, so I feel very validated to have the impeachment come to, be finished with. I thought it was horrible to begin with. And no, Adam's being distracting. Right now, all crypto is
I just want to answer Scott. Trump is an angel from God.
Yes.
I want to tell you that human beings sometimes making mistakes or deliberately make bad ideas, okay? And God, once in a while, sending the angel to the earth to straighten the humans' problems.
Yeah. I think Trump was the president that the people have been waiting for and wanting for, and he should be our president right now. I think we need to be preparing ourselves for the midterm elections are again right around the corner. This will be always a fight that we need to keep. You need to fight for America, guys. Oh, they're gonna arrest me now? Nah, you gotta fight for America. So where is our next steps in this battle of fighting for America's soul? It's the midterm elections are going to be just around the corner. And I want to run for Congress. I don't know when that's going to be. My father and I were talking about it. He's like, you need to start going now for 2022. But we'll see. I think 2024 is probably more realistic. I'm one of those people who like to run and win when I go for anything. So this last several months have been completely surreal and it made me realize how much I care. And you guys, and we need people to be stepping up, not just like myself who's willing to step up, but we need other people to be stepping up as well. So I do plan on running for Congress. When I say one of these days, it's probably going to be sooner than later. I like the fact that Candace Owens is saying that she's going to run for president. I think it's fantastic and wonderful. I think she should definitely go for it. We need more people the quality of our candidates need to be different. Because in a sense, like what qualifies us to be candidates? I mean, how AOC can be a congresswoman? I mean, with her background and her master manipulation of people's emotions, I mean, all right, the rest of us who aren't into manipulating theatrics, who just genuinely care about what's going on in America, we need to step up. I'm willing to step up and yeah.
And I just want to add that whoever loves America, we have to win the Congress in 22, okay? I mean, the Republican have to get over the Congress. And I'm asking all the people who care for America, who wants to make the America great again, we have to win Republicans' party.
Absolutely. I think John Gray saying Candace needs to start at a local level. I agree with that. Like, I think in a sense of being more realistic, it is good to go for at a local or a state level first, and then because of course President of the United States is the number one. But I like about her going for president, I hope that means other people will also step up. Not necessarily that I would particularly vote for her, is I want some in terms of what I look for candidates would be experience with managing economics and a budget, and that's what I liked about Trump is he was running the U.S. like he would run a company. Even in immigration, when you're for a corporation, you're only going to be hiring according to need for that company. So in terms of immigrants coming into when you have families that sponsor people to come in, it goes according to the needs of the corporation for hiring employees, and I think that's a good way of applying things when it comes to immigration into the company or into the country, so it can be a well-oiled machine, and that's what leads to American exceptionalism. So I think that Candace, she'd be more qualified first to be starting off at local or state level. What I like about her going for a national level is that I hope that it brings out more individuals to be announcing candidacy and to also be going for it.
That's good.
So John Gray is saying we need to start at a local level and not worry so much about POTUS and the Senate seats. So that's a very good point that John Gray is bringing about, because more of the power resides within our local and our state levels, because we have a federal system when it comes to but states' power supersede like federal, as long as you're not infringing upon people's rights and everything, because every state has the right to be governing themselves. So in what is impacting our everyday life, it is going to be your local and your local governments. What do you think about Trump being head of the RNC? He is the head of the RNC. He is the RNC, and definitely in this impeachment trial, though, we can see who are the Republicans who are not like backing Trump, because MAGA is a movement. It's not so much now that it's about Trump as the man, but the motivation, what is the essence of what's trying to be accomplished with making America great again. So it is the movement of it. So now the direction I think things are going in is not so much, that we're Trumpsters and we're behind just the man. We're really, about making America great again, and it's a movement for it. And so Trump is just one person who has been the figure of that, and he's the one who really launched it and pushed for it in our last 4 years for it. But it's something that the momentum that needs to be carried forward, the attitude of what needs to be changed and what needs to be done in order to make America great again. So whether I would love for Trump himself to be rerunning in 2024, but for if it's going to be another individual, or if it's Trump Jr. or someone else to be embodying the Make America Great Again as a movement, that would be where I would put. Yeah, he's a populist. Exactly. He's for the people. Trump was MAGA. Well, I think Trump was MAGA in the sense that he's the one that had started it. But I think even if he were to just enjoy retirement just now and everything, he started something that has traction, motivation, different points for how America should be run, so we the people can move that forward. All right, let's see. What's the mindset? All right, we've been already on for an hour and everything. So guys, I want to again wish you all an amazing Valentine's Day. Go and give your sweetheart a big hug and a kiss, and just enjoy Valentine's. Love is in the air, and this is my Valentine over here. So, Daddy, I love you.
and guys, don't remember that only to make America great again, it is to take care of the retirees who work very hard through their life, and then they end up maybe in problems or something like that. They don't have to go to another country to live cheaper. We can create them the good place, cheaper place in America, in nice places. And also, don't forget about the homeless people, because one of you can be homeless ever. That doesn't mean. I was lucky that I came to America. I got a good job. I worked 35 years for United Airlines, and I've been treated very well by the management and stuff like that. Okay, so there's a lot of people which are unlucky. They might not have a job. They might be a little bit crazy or something like that. But we have to take care of those homeless people, and we don't want to put them on the taxpayers' expenses. So since America has a lot of unused land, we can still give them that land, and to improve that land, we need more trees. If you're talking about green energy, let's plant also the trees, okay, so we can have more oxygen and breathe better. Thank you very much.
Absolutely. Thanks, guys, for tuning in, and I look forward to bringing you guys more content. Check it out. Be sure you hit the subscribe button. Be sure you, let's see, what are the YouTubers' main things? Hit that subscribe button, hit that notification button. Check out my Patreon, please. Start for those who have been following for the last couple months and everything. We're going to be putting together some exciting stuff, and taking the channel up to the next level. So please consider supporting me through signing up as a subscriber on my Patreon account as well. And you can find that at all my social media handles are all the same. PoAmBrotherhood. You can also see it linked below for the Patreon account. Please be sure to consider subscribing and supporting the channel.
Panie Marianie, wychował Pan bardzo mądrą I piękną dziewczynę. Okay, I'm gonna translate it. Mr. Marian, you raise a beautiful and smart girl. Okay, I just want to tell you that in our heart, either my daughter or me, it is to improve the human lives. Okay, so we on earth can live peacefully. It doesn't matter where you're from. Okay, if you are black, brown, yellow, or white. Okay. We are all human under one God, and that's what we have to respect ourselves, okay? And don't put anybody down, especially the homeless people, or give them a little bit better life for the retirees people.
Make
And
America.
that's our goal, okay?
And that's all. That's all under Make America Great Again.
That's it. And
That's it.
I just want to thank to my daughter that she tried to help me, okay, in my goal, which is we created Polish American Brotherhood with the goal that we will help retirees and the homeless people. Thank you very much.
All right, guys. Have a good day. Enjoy the rest of your Valentine's.